Hello, beautiful friends. It's so good to see you. My name is Annalise Maria, and today I wanted to talk to you about this big epiphany that I had a few days ago. So, I have struggled for years to achieve my dream life. I mean, I was working on this since I graduated high school. I'm currently 27. I have been working on it on and off, going for it, failing, going for it, failing over and over again. I had a blog. I no longer have a blog, but I will probably. Um, I had a YouTube channel and I moved all the way to Korea and came back. So, as you can see, we've had a lot of setbacks. There's been a lot of setbacks. But there was one thing that I didn't realize was setting me back this entire time. I have been afraid of what other people would think about the changes I was trying to make in my life. Now, if you think this is not your problem, please hear me out because I honestly felt the same way. I had no idea that the fear of what other people would think was keeping me from really diving into my goals, and I'll explain. So when I mentioned this realization to my friend, she's told me that one thing she always wants to ask when people say they're afraid of what others think is, what people? And I think that is such a great question. What people? What people are we talking about? Are we talking about random strangers? Are we talking about friends, close friends, one specific person, your role model, your parents, your family? Who are we talking about? For me, it's my family. I was afraid of what my family would think. And think is also a little inaccurate for me. I don't care what they think. Their thoughts aren't in my atmosphere, I don't know what they're thinking, but I do know what they say and what they say to my face. And I can guess what they would say to other people based on what they say to my face. So I'm concerned about that. So for me, instead of feeling afraid of what others will think, I feel anxious about what my family will say. Yeah, it's those mouths. I don't like what they have to say most of the time. Well, some of the time. I'll give them that. I come from a family of jokers, but for whatever reason, they can get pretty defensive when you don't enjoy the joke as much as they do. When that happened in the past, I didn't like it, obviously. Having those experiences and feeling hurt by them has created an anxiety in me and made me anxious about having those experiences again. It made me feel hurt, uncomfortable, and discouraged. And because of that past hurt, my subconscious brain decided it would be safer for me to tiptoe around my goals instead of really diving into them. That way, when somebody said something to me that hurt me, it wouldn't hurt as bad. Maybe you're anxious about what some of the people in your life will say. Maybe you're anxious about what they'll do. Maybe you're more concerned about the opinions of strangers or of a lot of people at once coming down on you. Either way, what do we do about this problem? The first step is a technique that I first learned about in Dale Carnegie's How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, but it's been used for centuries by Stoics and Buddhists alike. That is to accept it. We accept that there are going to be people who think, say, or do things that make us uncomfortable, especially in regards to our goals and dreams and changes that we want to make in our day-to-day lives. We can accept that at some point in time, we will most likely feel unsupported by those closest to us. Now, this isn't pessimism and it's not meant to be negative at all. Instead, it's looking at reality as a whole and knowing that certain things are out of our control. Ideally, no one would say anything mean to us and we would just go on about our goals and check things off our to-do list. Bam, bam, bam. But we know that's not the case most of the time. So, if we just accept that life isn't perfect, we can move on. Okay, but why would I have you sit through this video only for me to tell you that People are going to say some mean things to you and you should get over it. First, I didn't say it like that. And secondly, why is the next point. Why would you want to accept that some people would say mean things? Why would you put yourself through that? Hopefully you know why. It's because your goals are worth it, because your dream life is worth it. Why ever else would you be willing to sit there and listen to someone joke about your dreams? If they weren't worth it, you would just give up, as someone has done several times before. Have a strong conscious why. Think about it now. Think of it as exchanging a handful of rude remarks for your dream life. Gee, oh, is this worth it or not? I don't know. Yes, it's worth it. For me, it's 1000% worth it. Once I looked at it this way, I was like, oh yeah, bring it on. I don't care what they have to say anymore. It's worth it. I'm still going for it. We're keeping the ball moving. I'm in this. I'm not tiptoeing around my goals any longer. I am not knee deep up to the neck in my goals, okay? So that's why I'm here making this video, and that's why you're seeing it, because I'm putting in work towards my goals despite what anyone has to say about it. I want our dream lives to mean so much more than a few rotten opinions. I hope you feel the same way. When I picture my dream life, it's so beautiful and so wonderful and fulfilling that I happily make that exchange and accept that it's not going to be perfect getting there. I really, really hope that you feel the same way about your vision and your goals and the changes you want to make. And weigh those options out consciously as often as you need to remind yourself what you're doing. Now, we move on to the final step. We can put these things into action by setting and maintaining healthy boundaries. I'm going to explain how to do this very briefly. If you would like to see a full video on how to set and maintain boundaries, please let me know down in the comments because I'd be glad to make one. We can set boundaries by using clear, confident, and concise words to explain what the boundary is. For example, I don't like when you joke about my goals. It makes me feel unsupported by you. We also explain a consequence. If you make a joke about my goals in front of me, I'll leave. It should be a I consequence. I will do this, not you can't do that. You can't do that, or you're a meanie. That's not a boundary. That's an argument waiting to happen because people don't like to be told what they can or can't do. You can explain to them what you will do in that situation. Maintain those boundaries by keeping your energy yours. You don't want to have a person drag you out of your character, of your energy. You want to keep yourself in control of yourself in that situation. So, one, it would be not laughing along with the jokes because you feel pressured to. If it's not funny, it's not funny. Do what you said you would do and leave. If you are getting angry, don't get dragged into an argument. Leave. One of the best things to do for any boundary is just walk away. In most situations, it's just walk away. Or just not engage. Do not engage. Do not engage. What other people say or do is a reflection of their character, not you, but how you react. That's a reflection of you. Don't get dragged out of character. Don't end up, you're such a beep. That's your character. Then they are gonna retaliate, and it's just gonna keep going. Plus, it gives them ammunition to use against you in the future. And I know you don't want that. Even the emotional side of your brain should know not to give someone to use against you in the future. So try to keep that in mind and bounce. And voila, that is all we have to do. It is much easier said than done. Let me tell you, it is easy. Easy does not equal simple. It rarely does. No, I said that backwards. It is simple, but simple does not equal easy. It rarely does. Just like simple art isn't easy to make, at least not to make well. Simple communication is not easy to do. It's not easy to do well, but it's worth it. Our dream lives are so worth it. Our goals are worth it. The changes we want to make are worth it. And I hope that this can help you in achieving those things. Okay, bye. Thank you for watching.